have done vetoes. Just need to make sure they set the correct server.
Purity and Industry is gonna be the first map.
That's a crazy first map. That's what
it's weird. Like I almost expected it, but now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, really though?
What happened during these vetoes? What got vetoed?
Yeah.
Oh,
who got first pick is the real question. What got vetoed for them to end up on Purity and Industry? Well, now we are going to get into game number 1, ZvT. The Riddler, you said, is from Canada, right?
Yeah.
So I guess this would be like another Latin American versus American playoff here, matchup. Duking it out here, spawning. Oh, I hate this map. Spawning in the center, middle, upper portion of the map. It is the blue Zerg player playing for Alpha X Latin America. He is eGGz. Emphasis on the GG.
And spawning in the 3 o'clock position of Purity and Industry, we have the Canadian Terran. He is teamless. He is not a villain. He is the Riddler.
The crazy man himself, the Riddler. I hope he has some crazier builds. I mean, the Battlecruiser was sick, but I want to see some crazy builds. You can't have a name like the Riddler, be in a tournament as a Velo, and have a picture of you with the Velo and not do something crazy here.
Yeah, like, would BCs do well on a map like this with like such a short rush distance by air? Like, potentially. I don't know how much these slow zones affect, how much of an impact they have on BCs.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, I haven't seen too many games on this map. Like, this is usually vetoed. Like, there isn't a lot that happens on this.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this map played other than what was it, like Paco Mike or who? Eric. It was Eric, right?
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah, Eric.
Eric versus the Zerg Lord.
Eric gave us a little lesson in how to play Zerg.
Yeah.
And I took notes and I used it and it worked. So yeah, okay. So far, what I've been trying to look at is the placement of the overlords here. It's super weird on these types of maps.
Yeah. Like, there is
doing the same, going for the scout out what the tech is, and then go to that little high point.
Yep, just making sure he knows what exactly is coming out. The Riddler, he did go for Marine first instead of straight into the add-on, so that's a little bit interesting. But I did hear that this map is meant to be Terran favored, as opposed to, you know, Zerg or Protoss. So we'll see how that goes. Because of the short rush distance, like, it's meant to be easier to apply pressure. You know, this third base isn't in the most ideal position unless you take this forward base.
Yeah, I mean, he's still not taking a third base.
Yeah,
he's gonna go for it now. He's at 35 supply. Normally, you want to be taking the base at like 30, 31, and he spent his money, so now he's still got to wait a little bit to take that third base. Ideally, he's going straight for the lair. Straight for the lair. Probably a Roach Warren here. Second gas. Roach Warren. Do I see Roach Warren?
I imagine we're going to see a Roach Warren with a fast lair like that. Oh, we actually have a fast third base coming out.
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
How does it play out? There's no Roach Warren still.
Yeah,
so he's going into mutas then.
No, it wouldn't be. No, it wouldn't be mutas. It wouldn't be Spire. That'd be crazy. Maybe Nidus.
I don't see any. If there's not roaches, I don't know what it could be. No Baneling Nest, no roaches.
What?
Layers done. Oh my God! What? So this isn't gonna work. but it's a nice try.
I mean, it could work. So we've had this 1-1-1 into a very fast third CC. We do have a starport here hidden with a tech lab with a fusion core. So yeah, we do have BCs.
That's what he needs. 16 lings. He can defend these Hellions. As long as he defends the Hellions, he should win. He also has to not let them into the into the main base to see the Spire.
Yeah. I mean, again, these like first two Hellions they're just hitting the third base. They shouldn't be able to get too much done.
Oh, are they gonna get it? Oh, he saves it. GG.
Oh god. And again, like these mutas are gonna come out. Mutas, if at high enough numbers, they can trade well against BCs. Man, this is I don't know what to make of this. We do have a Reaper coming in here into the main, but he doesn't scout anything. He scans the natural. He misses the Spire.
Which is genius because no one ever does something crazy like that in their main base. You always do it in the natural because they never scan the natural. And it's like 3,000 IQ. eGGz is like, he's going to scan the natural, so I'm not going to build it in the natural.
Meanwhile, though, eGGz still has no idea about what's happening on the other side of the map. But does it matter? I don't know. Like,
it depends how this plays out. Either does he have spores?
He does not.
No spores, so he's gonna have to keep the mutas at home to defend. Maybe it depends who jumps first. If the BC goes into the base first, then he's got to stay home and defend. If the mutas reach him first, then he's got to keep the BC home to defend. But there are turrets going up. Oh, and a Widow Mine just took out some of those. Did they go down? How many went down? One muta went down. Okay, not bad. But he did expose the mutas. BC was exposed. Now where do we go from here? I have no idea.
Exactly. They both know exactly what they're doing. The Riddler, though, in a pretty good defensive position. He does have the Widow Mines. He does have missile turrets. He has BCs as well. He's throwing down an armory. He's getting a third base. He's looking pretty like solid defensively. It's on eGGz to try and do something with these mutas, to try and get some value out of them. And we'll see. Like, there's a couple of transferring workers, you know, like little wins like this is nice, but
I would go for those depots there.
Oh yeah, the depots, they're kind of exposed. There isn't much anti-air outside of the mineral lines. Oh, there's a Widow Mine though up there, so he does have to be careful.
Yeah, he's getting roaches now, which I think is a good call, but he should be getting corruptors as well. I don't think these mutas are gonna. I mean, the mutas will be enough eventually.
Oh, the
I believe they're good against. Ooh, that was a good pick off. Hellions out of position. 6 workers went down right there.
Oh, and the mutas dive in. I don't know if this is the right call, but there is no missile turret here at the natural.
Why was there no missile turret there? I thought there was. They should have dived in ages ago.
Hey.
No missile turret. Wall was down. Lings walked in, destroyed a tank. Mutas came in and took out some more workers. It's 12 workers going down. Which, I mean, it's good.
Oh, no,
but now they're kind of. Ooh. Wow. So, that was good, but now they're even on workers, and you don't want to be even on workers as a Zerg. He's got to cause more damage with these mutas here.
I mean, he's still working on his drone count. Corruptors are on the way, as well as double Ebo chambers. So eGGz, he's starting to ramp up. He needs a 4th base though. And as I say it, here is a 4th base on the way. The creep spread has much to be desired. He skipped out on a lot of queens. He has queens like for injects, but he doesn't really have creep queens, which is a little bit concerning.
Yeah. Or creep.
Yeah.
He doesn't have creep queens. He doesn't have he's got like 1-2 tumors laid down on the whole map.
Yeah.
But I think this is I like this combination. He's going in with the mutas and the corruptors. Mutas can tank a lot of hits because I don't think mutas really do that. I think BCs do more damage to the corruptors. I'm not sure. I don't know all the math on that, but
yeah,
pretty sure it's a good setup here.
But there are Thors now out, and more should be on the way as well. So again,
I think if you have a lot of Thors, they can outpower. There are a lot of mutas you can outpower a Thor, but he doesn't have that many mutas. I think he just needs to max out on roaches here. He's got a nice little army here, but with those anti-air missile turrets, I think it's going to be a hard win here. This is not a planetary, though, so that does help. Ooh, I like the air coming in from the side. Corrosive Biles take everything down. Second BC going down. There's not many mutas left here. They were all taken out. He needs to Corrosive Bile down some of these Thors here. He's actually kind of doing it here. Pulling the boys now. And he's going to even vomit on that base, taking out completely, ignoring the Vikings. I can't believe eGGz is pulling it off here.
Exactly. Well, the
this
ground
crazy
army just
build.
It just wasn't there.
Actually working.
Yeah, it just wasn't there to take on the Roach Ravager. Like there were Hellions.
We didn't know what to repair, the base or the Thors.
There were just Hellions and Thors. Like there were barely any tanks at all, and because of that, the Roach Ravager were able to just dominate the ground and take out the base as well. Sure, all the mutas went down, but that doesn't even matter really. Like. Hey.
Yeah. I don't know what we just saw.
Like these Hellions, they're trying to counterattack, but the Roaches, they're already on top of them. Like these Hellions shouldn't get too much done. We'll see though, they are diving into the fourth.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of drones going down right there. Blue Flame does not play with those drones. Big push coming down. Actually, I can't see how much army that is. Yeah, it's a pretty decently sized push. That's more than enough to clean us up. Exactly. I think he needs to like put a planetary there.
There just isn't enough here to protect the tanks. Like they're so exposed right now.
There's nothing. Just tanks, and they're sitting in the open.
Yeah, all the tanks go down.
Roaches kind of take out mech pretty good here, as we've seen. eGGz is just absolutely destroying this army. His economy is doing pretty good. He's barely ahead in economy, but he has secured his fourth base. Riddler trying to secure a fourth base. I don't know if it went down.
He's trying. He still doesn't have. Yeah, he still hasn't made a CC though. You know that third like he had to make here, and like he's just got long distance mining going right now.
He's running out of options here.
Here we go, another wave of Roach Corruptors coming in again. He does get pushed back though, like the Riddler, he's got like a pretty good defensive position.
Yeah, I don't see how he could close the game out.
Oh no, yeah, no.
Like he's got a good position, he's reinforcing knights. He might even be able to hold this next push.
Exactly.
But beyond that, I don't know what he can do.
The problem is like
he's not gonna get a fourth base down at all unless he floats over to that floaty bit. Now he can't even float because
of the Corruptors.
Yeah, Corruptors muted. Yeah, he cannot get a fourth base up, and he'll just slowly bleed out.
Yeah, because again, like he can potentially hold this position here at his third base, but he doesn't have enough to stretch himself to defend that fourth.
Yeah. You know, some days I'm like, man, this quarantine stuff ain't it. And then I get to watch StarCraft like this. I'm like, yeah, I could quarantine a little bit longer. We can get some more Zerg crushing Terran. I could stay indoors.
Yeah. And again, like these Lings, like they can just, there's nothing here. Like, what are these Thors gonna do?
They're gonna get out of the way so that he can hit the third. Oh, he's not gonna hit the third. He's going back home. Yeah, I think this would have been a great time to hit the third.
It actually would have been good. Like these tanks look so juicy on their own, you know?
They're so clumped up and just like in the open. They're not hidden. There's no structures in front of them. And I assume he's gonna get Vipers eventually.
Well, we do have an infestation pit on the way. His hive is very late. He was very focused.
13-minute hive timing.
Yeah, he was focused on like trying to end the game and stuff, and because of that, he suffered tech-wise. And now we're getting to the point where the Riddler, he's starting to stabilize. Like he still isn't maxed out, but he has the sensor towers up. He has like a better defensive position. Like he's getting a planetary as a fourth base. He's getting to the point where he's going to be looking good. Uh-oh, who is it? eGGz, no!
eGGz. Oh, at least it's not me.
As soon as that happened, I looked at my OBS. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, OBS works. I have nothing to look at. I'm just like, it's me. I'm screwed. But yeah, getting the planetary up, I think, is like numero uno thing that is putting him back in this game. I thought he was gonna lose for sure. I think eGGz didn't capitalize and close the game out.
Exactly.
You want Swarm host now? I don't know if that's the right call.
Yeah, at this point, like as you were saying, like
exposed.
Vipers would be so good.
Yeah, like 2 blinding clouds, and he can just clean the game out with roaches and ravagers. He's trying to get fancy here.
Yeah, there's nothing here to defend. Like the roaches are coming, but
the drones. 23 have gone down. 26. That is a lot. It's not like he's rich here. It's not like he's floating minerals. He's got low eco right now, and that just set him back huge, putting a velo back in the game, I think.
Yeah, and he's getting a 5th base as well. Like,
yeah. I feel like eGGz wasn't able to attack because he was so focused on his economy, and he got his economy back. He retreated with his army, and all that economy he just worked up was gone in a split second due to the Hellions.
And I feel like this amount of swarm hosts isn't enough to really do much at all. Like,
I feel like the Thors can kill that before they ever touch the ground.
Yeah, and we'll see. The Thors are a little bit out of position. They're gonna land, but
yeah, those did nothing. I think 2 of them landed because the Thors were out of position.
Yeah, and they didn't kill anything at all. This is getting like scary now. Like this army from eGGz just doesn't hold up anymore. And getting the swarm host is pretty questionable. Potentially they can do a lot of harassing damage, but in a straight up fight, they aren't going to do so well. Oh god, the swarm host, they're going to get caught out.
Oh no, he has 1.
No.
Come on. No. Oh man, they don't even do any damage. Roaches are here. They're gonna pick off 1 Thor. That's the best engagement they can do, but it's kind of like a chihuahua chasing a pit bull right now. It's not gonna go too well if he continues that chase. He's gonna try and backstab, maybe get some. I don't know what his move is here now. Yeah. I can't believe eGGz threw the game.
Oh, those corrosive biles though, they landed pretty well, taking out 3 tanks. Oh no, the swarm host got caught out again.
He is getting 9 broodlords, so that is good. He's getting fungal growth, but he doesn't have any blinding clouds. Now I think his I was gonna say if he doesn't lose his army here, he can go in and corrosive bile while the Thors are trying to target fire down the broodlords. But they have to kind of attack together, which makes it awkward between the tanks and the Thors. And what is he corrosive biling? Absolutely nothing. He misses all of the corrosive biles. And now these broodlords will go down, and I think this is going to be the end, or at least the beginning of the end.
The Thors are a little bit exposed. Maybe the Ravagers can trade well against them. But all the Ravagers are going down. Yeah. It's just the broodlords, and they're getting targeted down by the Vikings. Like there's nothing.
Yeah, there's no anti-air for the Vikings. Yep. And even coming in with a Liberator just to seal the deal. G is called. He accidentally forgot to click the second G. I'm sure. GG.
GG.
Nonetheless,
eGGz had it. He had it. He was looking so strong, and there was that moment. And we mentioned it where he sent Lings down to the 4th base and denied the 4th, and he forced the entire army of the Riddler to head down, and the tanks were exposed. And at that moment, the Roach Ravager army went back home, and we were like, "What?"
He could have closed it out right there.
He could have ended the game. He could have absolutely ended the game.
Even if he had like a handful of Lings with the Ravagers to tank some. I mean, I don't know. No matter what he would have done, I think he could have very easily taken on those tanks, done damage to the minerals, and at least been having a better chance, if not closing the game out completely right there.
After that, you can definitely argue that going for Swarm Host probably wasn't the best idea.
Also, it was kind of a slow slope. Like after he got them, he then got his entire mineral line wrecked and lost 26 drones. And so it's like, okay, now normally they compound. You make more, and then you have like 10 swarm hosts, and it can do some real damage. But he had like 5 and then lost all his economy and could not reinforce it.
Yeah. It's definitely possible that eGGz just isn't used to playing against this style, and because of that, like his transition isn't refined. It's hard to say, but again, like going for something like Roach Ravager Viper, is probably the better option.
Yeah. Like imagine 1 Viper and all that. The Broodlords could have just completely shredded.
Yeah.
Which honestly, this whole thing is just making me realize I should use Vipers more.
Vipers are pretty good.
Yeah, I think Vipers are the new Infester.
I mean,
speaking of the new Infestor and Vipers, I don't know if they are. I'm just a diamond player here to commentate on an amazing player like we have here in the top left-hand corner, playing for Alpha X Latin America. He is eGGz.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Canadian Terran representing himself, and I guess Avila, question mark?
Who's repping Avila?
We have the Riddler.
The Riddler. What if he just takes on the form of a different Terran every time he plays?
It's possible, and I don't know if he's gonna have enough time to, though, because we've got a proxy hatch.
Yeah, this is something I've been waiting for a long time. Thank you, eGGz. I've been waiting for something like this.
So we'll see
That's
how
all
this.
I've ever wanted.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes, because every match, every game, we have had Riddler SCV Scout. It isn't the fastest SCV Scout, but it will eventually get across the map, and he will eventually find out what is happening.
Or he'll find out something's happening.
Exactly.
I doubt he'll know it's a proxy hatch.
Yeah. I mean, well, he's gonna come here. There's no natural. That's gonna immediately
check the third.
Immediately send alarm bells.
Yeah.
You know
what? There goes another drone or another SCV coming out.
Yeah, another SCV is coming out. Ooh, a bunker is being made, actually.
Bunker. Good call.
Yeah,
but it won't matter once the spines go down. Actually, he didn't take it in like a certain spot to play spines. He's actually taking it like it's a regular base. I don't know the strat here.
It's for the roaches. There's a roach warren going down.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're right. I missed it this time.
He did scout the double gas, so he knows that it is a roach warren from eGGz, and now he's gonna have to try and get ready for it. It's gonna be roach ravager, I imagine, and bunkers help. Getting a tank out will solidify his defense, but it's gonna be a while before a tank comes out. We'll see, because we already have queens on the way. The roach warren just finishes up, so we're gonna see roaches. There they are.
Yeah. Kuro said you forgot to change something though. Hide the power by SCCT.
Okay. I'll look into that.
He's actually getting Ling speed and Lings right now, I guess, to try and get Lings across the map. You got to reinforce. He has 2 bunkers already here, loaded up with 2 Marines in each. Ravagers come down and corrosive bile. The tank will finish here in a little bit. He's just got to hold till the tank comes out.
The tank won't come out before.
So the Lings will get there when the tank's out, and then the Overlord can move in if he can move, get rid of these Marines. Actually, tank's going to the low ground. I don't know if that's a good call.
Yeah,
he can just corrosive bile down the tank.
I mean, all the bunkers are still standing strong though, so
that Overlord gives him perfect vision. I think it's worth it to risk the Ravagers to go after the tank as more roaches come.
Yeah,
I want to see how this plays out here.
Yeah, like these.
Go, cross the ballot, tank down. You got the 3 off, so that's good. Tank goes down. He's trying to get the SCVs there. And he's actually going for both. I think this is going to get held here by...
Yeah, the repairs are just too good, and the second tank pops out. And now, if he sieges up... Yeah, in the high grounds, like, he should be fine.
He is getting some workers, though.
He is getting workers.
Oh, now the Vikings a good addition. Going to push away that Overlord, which is huge. I think the Viking just sealed the deal on this defense.
Yeah.
There's no way he'll be able to see that tank unless he runs some Lings up there and they survive. And again, past the 2 bunkers.
Like, the repairs have just been too good. Like, the bunkers, none of them have gone down. You know, he focused down the tank earlier, but that's all he's really achieved so far. And as time goes on, it's going to get worse. There's another tank on the way, but he's going for it.
Oh, he's going in, trying to get some maybe friendly fire. I don't quite know what he's doing with these Lings there. They're doing a cool dance. He might take out 1 bunker, but the second bunker, full health. 2 tanks out, everything goes down. eGGz has nothing left. I don't know why he has not GG'd out yet.
He's trying to edge out a couple more roaches here at the proxy base, but it's gonna fall. The roaches, they're so exposed here on their own, and I think eGGz is just coming to terms with what has happened this game.
I think he's just catching his breath, like, all right,
let
me just drag this out so I can, you know, have a breather.
And it's a shame that this is how he goes down, but you know, he went for this proxy. He's the one that went for the risk, and it didn't pay off in the end.
Yeah, it was super risky to go for it like that here. Maybe he doesn't like the map. Maybe he thought it would work. Maybe he's scared of his opponent. No telling.
Yeah, it's hard because the Riddler, he SCV scouts. There are Terran players that don't SCV scout and they only scout with their Reaper. But because the Riddler goes for that, he saw what was coming. He prepared for it well, and
yeah, I mean, eGGz can't even bottle these tanks down as fast as they're being produced.
Yeah. These Ravagers, they're just so low on health. They're gonna try, but
yeah, 1.GG. And that's the end of that.
GG.
I love the cheeky play. I just wish it would work sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to throw it in like in a series every now and then, but
yeah,
if your opponent is on top of scouting, it's hard to make it work.
It's rough.
Yeah.